The Valby Stones are a rectangular stone setting of sorts, located between Larvik and Tjølling. It consists of 3 standing stones in a semi-rectangle, joined together by a border of smaller stones. There are 2 other previously standing stones, but these have fallen over. The smaller stones in fact make up a larger area which is divided into 2 so-called rooms, one of which has the standing stones at each corner. Surrounding the stone setting are 10 burial mounds, encircling the stones in a semicircle. South of the stone setting there is a separate standing stone known as a Valbysteinene, a tall and thin type of standing stone usually called a menhir in English, which has also fallen over. One of the 4 standing stones stands out, pun intended, by being rounded in shape, almost like one of Obelix's menhirs, rather than square-edged like the other 3. This stone also has a carved depression at the top of it, usually referred to as a cup mark, being about the size of a toasting or sacrificial vessel, skål or skål in Old Norse, depending on the dialect. This feature has led to the theory of this being a sacrificial or holy site. While not exactly the same, there are other locations in Norway with a stone setting or stone ring surrounded by barrows, often including a flat stone in the middle. The prevailing theory for the purpose of these is that the stone circle or stone setting in the middle is used as a ritual site for sacrifices among other things, or for funeral rites before the deceased is placed in a barrow. Finds in the surrounding burial mounds have been dated to the Roman Iron Age between 0 and 400 AD. In one of the burial mounds was found the remains of a woman buried with a ceramic vessel, blue glass beads, a silver ring, a curved knife, a needle case, and a brooch. All but 2 of the mounds have indentations from haugebrott, so we are lucky to have found the woman's items. A further 6 grave mounds have recently been found on the rear side of the ridge from the Valby Stones. In the late 19th century, the stone setting was repaired by non-archaeologists, so we do not truly know the correct original layout. There have been some finds inside the stone setting which may suggest that it was also a burial place, though another possibility is that it was used for human sacrifice. Several Norse gods were gifted with animal or human sacrifices, most commonly Odin, though the usual method of sacrificing someone to Odin was to hang them from a tree and to then drive a spear through their side, mimicking the way in which Odin sacrificed himself to himself on the world tree of Yggdrasil in order to gain the knowledge of the runes. A grave mound complex, especially if it also included a stone setting or sacrificial site, usually denoted the presence of a local power centre, likely a rich and important farming family. The area continued to be important into the Viking Age, and a runestone from the 9th century was also found in the area. The runestone was given by the local priest to the University of Oslo. The inscription on the runestone is Håvardur faði holder, which means Håvard wrote hole. While this may not make much sense at first glance, it contains kennings typical of the Viking Age. The proposed meaning is that Håvard wrote these runes in faithfulness, which is what hole means supposedly, to the deceased. The entire area between the Vestfold terminal moraine and the sea is veritably crowded with ancient burial sites, but the Valby Stones and accompanying burial mounds are an excellent example. They are also very easy to reach, being only a short bus ride, cycle or drive from Larvik town centre.